Miracles only happen to those who believe in Theme. Episode 8 of The Believers starts with a miracle at the hospital when the bus driver starts moving around, contrary to the doctor's diagnosis that he will never walk and his legs might be amputated. The press flock to the hospital, and the driver attributes his miracle to the amulet. The miracle leads the temple back into the spotlight, with people swarming the place to buy the amulets. Other temples, including the Manithang Temple, placed bulk orders for amulets to sell. The monks are busy holding blessing ceremonies for the amulets, while Win uses fake advertising from paid influencers to skyrocket the price and the amulet orders until they sell out. Game is still not back at work, and it is almost time to make the next payment. Deer tells Win to ask for the trader's contact since they need to buy coins and exchange dollars. Win mentions that he has another idea in the works, and Deer wonders what he is up to. The belief in the amulet makes its way into Game's house, and Game and his father argue about it. Later, he gets a call from Tang, and he asks for 500,000 bahts to help him run away from someone who is after his life. Game gives him the money and asks him to never show up at his house again. Monk Dole's crisis of faith intensifies when he starts asking around for Deer when she does not show up for the podcast and goes looking for her at the office. He even offers to help her with work, but she turns him down since Game says it is a sin to let monks help with work. Deer tells Monk Dole she might be leaving after they finish the business, and he seems disappointed. He excuses himself and heads to his room. Meanwhile, police detectives are still investigating the temple, and the current fuss with the amulets brings the temple activities back under their spotlight. They started investigating the factory that manufactured the amulets, the patient at the hospital who thought the amulet helped him walk, and the CCTV cameras at the hospital. Tang approaches Game again, and this time, he threatens him with a gun. He wants 3 million to help him escape since the money he had gotten from Game earlier is insufficient. He knows that they made a killing from the sale of the amulets and can afford 3 million. Game tells him they do not have the money since they have already turned it to crypto, but he finds a place to hide as he tries to gather it. The detective grills the truck driver elsewhere, but he is not forthcoming. He still claims that the amulet saved his life and that he bought it for a long time. The detectives are unwilling to let it go, so they threaten him with a drug case that could give him a life sentence if found guilty since the accident took many lives and injured many more. While Game takes Tang to hide in one of their old factories, Win thinks of ways to keep making money off the temple. Deer is not on board with the idea, while Game thinks that since the systems are in place, they should just continue making money through them. Meanwhile, Game tries to get Tang to spill information about the person he says is after him, but he is not forthcoming. Win drops off the final payment to the creditors, which includes the interest and the principal. Game starts investigating the person above Tang, and when he returns to the temple to look around, Abbott points to a picture when Game asks for the name of the person Tang was working for. Ekachai walks into the room, and Game tells him about Tang's blackmail and that he wants 3 million. Meanwhile, Win's mother drives to the temple, where Win scams people into picking up the amulet he bought. Win knows it is a lie he made up to scam people, but when he tells his mother about it, she says he should not look down on his beliefs. She thinks he should start making merits, and his father might probably return home. Win responds that everything his mother believes in is superstition and that a damn amulet will not bring back a person who has been missing for 18 years. Furthermore, his father might already be dead, but saying those words anger his mother, and she slaps him. Meanwhile, Monk Dole confesses his feelings and tells her he is considering quitting monkhood. Deer is speechless when Dole confesses his love, saying he has never felt the same with anyone else. She apologizes and runs away from him, only to run into the police, who have come to the temple with an arrest warrant for her and Win. Elsewhere, Game arrives at the factory to check up on Tang, and he brings him 1 million, promising to look for the rest later, but Tang is already dead. At the end of the episode, Game takes the money and runs out of the factory. The episode review. The episode starts bland, jumping from scene to scene without any captivating storyline, but the end shows that the beginning was a build-up to a cliffhanger as we head to the final episode. Wynn's character is annoying in this episode. He is proud, does not care about his friends' feelings, and thinks they should follow his plans. With the sale of the amulets, they could have already closed the shop since they earned enough to pay the debt, but he kept wanting more and dragging Deer into it. Also, I did not particularly appreciate that my friends kept drifting apart, especially Game and Wynn. Game should have gone to his partners about the issues with Tang, and they might have probably helped investigate the drug cartel's mastermind. My money is on Ekachai. He is the only person Game told about hiding out Tang and is close enough to the abbot. He might have a picture of him from a young age in his room. Who do you think is the drug kingpin whom Tang was working for? Do you think the police have enough evidence to arrest Game, Deer, and Wynn? However, Game's case might be more complicated because of Tang's death. What will happen between Deer and Monk Dole? Will he quit monkhood? There is still so much we do not know as we head to the final episode, and hopefully, the next episode will resolve all the pending questions.